Hi everybody, welcome to Desktop Mining Episode 3. We still have Minergate on there because we just happen to be using Minergate, but today instead of using a different desktop, we're going to use a server and try to maximize the supposable great CPU power that it has to do mining. And we're going to find out right away how that looks. So let me just open up this session here. Now as you can see here, we're actually on a Linux server. We're running an HP high-end server with dual quad-core, actually dual 6-core processors. So this is a super high-end processor. We're not mining Bitcoin, we're just mining some Monero. I think for Bitcoin this wouldn't work too well either. And as you can see, with these processors, we're only getting about 336 hash. So not a great number. Overall, much better than most of the desktops get. That there's no question of. And I've left this one running for quite some time. This one has 14,000 times that it's actually processed something. And technically that's only since the last time I turned it on. Let me see if I can do a quick little trick here. I'm going to try to open up the file that I've been logging this to and get a count of how many different times we've actually processed something. Okay, that works. And then we're just going to do that. So even though this particular one shows about 100 different times that we've accepted something to calculate and calculated and succeeded and they've accepted it back, we've actually done that 35,520 times on this particular box. So, pretty good number, and it doesn't move that fast. Every once in a while it'll burst. So it's not like the processor, or I shouldn't say the processor, but the computer is moving that quickly. I think there's just not that many requests, or maybe because of our low hash rate, we're just not getting a lot of opportunities. So let's get that out of the way. So let's open up the video, and I've attached a kilowatt here, as you can see, to a server. This is an HP server, has dual 6-core servers. Oh, and you could hear in the video the fans kicking in. And you saw that we started off with 0.7 or 7 watts rather, which is just kind of the standby mode for the server. And now running at this 116, 118 is just the server running, doing really a whole lot of nothing. So we're not expecting the numbers to jump up too much at this point. And I guess I've got this in 2 segments. And let me hit pause. That looks like it's got to be rotated. So we'll do that with this function right here. As soon as I can find it. Sorry about that. There we go. All right, that looks better. So now this is the server, right? I guess we have to set up logging in and get the server ready to actually run the script so that we can start mining. And once we hit enter, you'll notice that the power starts to go up. And you're also hearing the fans, hopefully, that they're starting to kick in because, of course, they've got to keep those CPUs cool. And I think it runs right about here overall. You might have a little peak and valley, in different places, but bottom line is we're running just over 300 watts continuous in order to do the mining that we were trying to do. So, for our numbers, we're going to look at this, let's say we'll even just call it 300. We won't even, take into consideration the 28, 30, whatever that number is that's random, just for purposes of being quick and simple. So that's a lot of power considering we're just CPU mining. If you remember, the computer did much better, but of course it wasn't running these 2 crazy processors. Again, these are 2 6-core processors, and you can see the job there is running at our 340 some odd hash. So that gives you an idea of what we did for that test. Having said that, let's do a couple of quick things here. Let's go to Coin Wars, and let's go find Monero, which is what we were mining. And let's recalculate, the costs. So at 300 hash, Our power is, we said 300 just to keep it simple, about 14 cents per kilowatt. And we hit calculate. And these are the real numbers of what we've run, each day. And so in the monthly here, while we would have made theoretically $15 for mining, we would have lost $15 because it cost us $30.24 just for the power. Now this example is this server running these dual 6-core processors, and maybe you've got something that's more efficient and you could make the numbers work. But to me, given the coin, I think the only way to make these numbers work is if you have zero power cost. Hit calculate, and you could say, hey, you know what, with that server running 24/7, I can make $15 a month. Not a huge number, but depending on what you're trying to do, that's a number. Let's get rid of that thing. And let's take a look at Minergate. And the reason we're using Minergate is because that's the tool we were using to mine the other day. And this miner actually reports to Minergate with the script on it. And we still got a second computer. I'm trying to think of what that second one is. I think that's just a small server running virtually a little slice to do probably about 40 hash, maybe 50 hash power, also on Monero. And then we've got that 340 that we saw running on this box, which is still literally running as we are recording. So let's look what our numbers up to. In US dollars, we're at 608. That was a couple days ago that we recorded this. And I want to say we were in the high fives as far as how much Monero we had actually mined. So as you can see, desktop mining in general hasn't looked like it's worth making an effort for. Again, if you're not going to build some kind of rig with a serious graphics card, I don't think it's going to be something that's profitable. We tried it with a server, tried it with a few desktops, and really the numbers don't add up. And I remember actually when we were looking at this, we can see we've got 0.07. We said, all right, let's call it quits and, go spend this money. And when we clicked withdraw, we're still not at that 0.1. So as I mentioned before, it's just not profitable, not a lot of numbers in it. And I think it doesn't make any sense. Now, if you want to just try it out, learn a little bit more about mining, play with it, I definitely think you should download Minergate or NiceHash, run it and, see what it's like, see the numbers, and for yourself experience that, hey, you know what, I'm not really making that much money. If you happen to have something to monitor the power on your computer, well, you can do what we did and you can calculate using Coin Wars or one of the other sites that has a mining calculator, and you can figure out whether it's of value to you to actually mine. But unless you're going to be doing something with a serious video card, I think desktop mining is really just not worth it. Having said that, I'm going to end episode 3. I'll let you know that we actually posted some more videos today with cloud mining. We did another HashFlare video. I think we're going to do another Genesis mining video later. And so those are some different ways to mine, and you may want to look at those and see if it seems like it's something that's worth it for you. And if you liked our video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up down below. If you want to keep watching our series, please click on the subscribe button so you don't miss one and you get notified when they're out. And thanks for listening all the way through the video, and I look forward to sharing more information with you next time.